So apparently, another TV show wants me. Can you believe it? Man, being famous sure is hard work. First The Bachelorette, and now a game show. Admittedly, it's not the most prestigious of game shows, and actually is probably considered one of the lamest, but it's still exposure, baby! And not the kind you usually get thrown into jail for. I'm going on Supermarket Sweep. You know, that shit where people rush around to win food. I heard the rules have changed a little bit. That's okay. Like anyone's ever going to be able to beat me in anything involving food. I feel bad for my competition. They have no idea what's coming at them. Though, my career really is taking off. But don't worry, I'm not going to forget about all you peons when I'm rich and famous and married to Elizabeth Olsen.
I really don't know where these ideas come from. For this experiment, D-1589 has been instructed to enter SCP-4703. SCP-4703 is a Keter-class, independently owned supermarket in Midland, Texas, operating under the name, Yeah, We're Totally Going to Sell You This. It has maintained steady patronage and a legal right to operate despite its engagement in deadly and unethical business practices, which are perfectly legal, thank you very much. SCP-4703 is distinct from anomalies which directly affect subjects at a baseline nemetic or cognitohazard level, and instead affects underlying bureaucratic systems and semiotic constructs independently from personal cognition. Significant cognitive dissonance may still occur due to the inherent incongruities between SCP-4703 and normative human comprehension. In addition to sustaining the legality of SCP-4703, these anomalous influences may also form new legal restrictions against certain activities within the property. Violation of these restrictions may result in the spontaneous manifestation of violent animals in or around the offending party. Examples of unethical, but perfectly legal, thank you very much, hazards include children who are separated from their parents' guardians will be forcibly detained until the parents' guardians either pay an upfront fine of $47.67 cash in exact change or undergoes immediate and permanent eyebrow removal via laser follicle surgery. Also, customers may volunteer to have lipids extracted at checkout in exchange for store credit. If the sum of every digit in a customer's credit card number is odd, and the first letter of the cardholder's name matches the letter of the day in the most recently aired episode of Sesame Street on the local broadcasting network, extractions of lipids is immediate and mandatory and perfectly legal. Thank you very much.
You know me. I never complain about anything. Mr. Stoic, they call me. But let me tell you something. This store sucked. I don't know how you can even call yourself a store if you don't carry hot Doritos. I go into the store and the first thing I see is some cashier lady kissing some old dude at the checkout. Talk about your full service. Well, the old guy must have gotten overexcited or something because he fainted right then and there. What a simp. Like seriously, dude, show some decorum. But then the cashier looked at me and smiled and oh my god, I think she loves me and is it too soon for me to ask her to marry me? Should I wait for the second date? No. Focus, Viv. Focus. I'm here for something much more important than love. Food!
What D-1589 witnessed was another of the many documented hazards of SCP-4703. There is an approximate 5% chance that cashiers will ask customers for a kiss on the lips after checkout. Should the customer accept, there is a further 1/3 chance the cashier will be wearing a lipstick poisoned with an anomalous toxin that kills instantly. Should the customer refuse, their purchases will be promptly incinerated without refund. In this case, the customer did not faint as D-1589 assumed, but was killed.
Okay, so everyone knows the key to winning this type of show is to get the big ticket items. You know, the medicines, the meat, all that kind of crap. Oh, and of course crap too if they sell fertilizer. Well, what am I going to do with medicine? My body is like a Greek god, so it's meat time. I start walking to the back, but two shelves slam together right where I'm standing. Nice try, jerks. A little something like getting squashed is going to stop me when I have meat to meat. Get it? Meat to meat? That was funny, damn it. Anyhow, I Samson my way out, no problem. And that's when the trapdoor opens.
Trapdoor mechanisms are installed in several dozen sections of tiling. Each is triggered by a particular action. For example, saying the word Wednesday, or not saying the word Wednesday, and deposits victims in a deep shaft containing some form of hazard, such as metal spikes, glitter pile, or poisonous snakes. The triggers change daily and are listed on the business's website in Latin, with translations available in Koine Greek and extinct languages such as Phoenician and Punic. Of special note is the snakes are poisonous as opposed to venomous. Snake specimens collected from SCP-4703 were found to be harmless unless consumed. Subjective responses to the specimens generally regard the scent and flavor as enticing.
Nice try, losers, but that ain't stopping me neither. If you're gonna use a freaking trapdoor against me, you better make it an American trapdoor, not one of them sissy European suckers. It was too small! I caught myself with my stomach muscles. I get out and I am locked on my target. Then an alarm goes off. Oh, I must be the millionth contestant or something.
Not quite. Those alarms signify the release of lions from an area where all merchandise is marked off by 70% or more. This area is partitioned with chain link fencing and constantly patrolled by a minimum of 15 malnourished lions. Store-branded fishing rods, telescopic grabbing mechanisms, and drones are available to rent for the explicit purpose of retrieving items remotely, albeit at a dramatic markup. Outside items intended for this purpose are not permitted. Steel doors along the perimeter allow customers to access the area directly but will lock from the inside after a certain amount of time has elapsed. The lions are released daily at a random time between 3 p.m. and closing time. At this time, all but 2 checkout lines will immediately close. Products purchased during this period will be free of charge but must be scanned one at a time. On this particular occasion, the store reconfigured, isolating D-1589 in an area enclosed by shelves. The lions were then channeled into this area.
Okay, now, I am mad. I don't got a problem with trying to squish me between shelves. Whatever. It makes for good TV. I'm even okay with the trapdoors and the spikes at the bottom. But when you treat my predatory brothers and sisters like this, you're gonna have a problem with the old Bister, and you're not gonna have a good time. I guess the idiots never took a biology class though, because if they did, they'd know that wolves are above lions on the food chain. Those poor starving creatures tried to attack me, but I employed the mighty walrus defense. Their fangs can't penetrate my blubber enough to do any real damage. They tire themselves out pretty quickly, and that's when I strike. A deal? I tell them if they accept me as the new leader, I'll feed them the good stuff. They fall in line pretty quickly, and I start Kool-Aid manning my way through these stupid shelves till I get to the meat department. Then we feast till we cannot feast no more. Some nerd comes up and tells me what I'm doing is illegal, thank you very much. But I tell him his prices should be illegal and that shuts him up. Well, that and my new friend's growling at him. But I've had enough, so and I never do this, I asked to speak to the manager. The way they're treating their four-legged employees is shameful.
Oddly enough, this report is mostly accurate. D-1589 did, through unknown means, install himself as leader of the Pride. Research was conducted to determine if this was an anomalous ability, allowing D-1589 to control animals, and determined it was not. Apparently, the lions were just extremely desperate. As D-1589 attempted to leave the store, he was approached by an entity purporting to be a member of the legal team.
The employee tells me the manager is indisposed, which I take to mean he's on the can. And I pretty much already won the show, so me and my new friends are heading out when some jerk in a suit shows up and tells us we can't leave. I've broken law, blah blah blah, and now I gotta stay and work off my sentence as an employee of this stupid place. Thank you very much. I laugh right in his ugly three-eyed face and go to leave, but I can't find the door. Strangest thing though, my new buddies seem afraid of this Poindexter, and the way he never blinks is kinda unnerving. But I know how to deal with these brainy types, you gotta get on their level. So I try and punch him, but my arm goes right through him. I guess I punched so fast I broke the law of physics or something. He tells me real smug like, it's illegal to assault a member of the legal team. Well, I'm a good boy who never, ever breaks the law, so I wait till his back is turned. Then I try again, but still no go. Maybe I'm too logy from all that meat. Okay. I guess I got a new job. Whatever, beats getting eaten by SCP-4703 again. You know, maybe this job will be good for me. I've already met some really cool friends, and the Foundation can see how responsible I am.
22 hours after employment began, D-1589 was released on the grounds of gross incompetence and presented a restraining order preventing him from coming within 116 kilometers or 72 miles of any store location. Undercover witnesses reported D-1589 spent his employment sleeping, eating, gossiping about management, and failing all given tasks, usually resulting in damage to SCP-4703. These damages included setting fire to the deli, flooding all restrooms, and activating the sprinkler system on 7 separate occasions. His final act was an attempt to lead a lobster rebellion in the seafood section. Surprisingly successful.
It's okay, though. I helped myself to a little employee discount on the way out. Thank you very much, bitches.
Thank you for your attention. If you have any comments or questions about the events of this encounter, please leave them below. Conversely, if you have an SCP experiment you would like to see D-1589 participate in, that can also be left below. Do not forget to employ the SCP Foundation's new like-dislike function on this log. And if you have not done so already, please consider subscribing to this content for easy access.